Everybody, this is Chris with SermonAI. I'm glad you could join us. In this video, we're excited to announce our updated Research Assistant for version 4 of SermonAI. And the new Research Assistant looks just like this, and you can find it right here. Just click on Research Assistant. And this replaces our original Research Assistant. We did get some feedback that people didn't feel it was powerful enough, or that it wasn't saving the conversations correctly for them. They didn't want to have to manually save them, things like that. And so we've updated everything for you. And I just want to show you it's best in class. So to begin with, this works just like every other research assistant we've ever had. You can just start a conversation, say hello, whatever you want. This is conversational. You can ask any biblical questions that you have. You'll notice here, whenever you start a new conversation, they're all automatically going to be saved right here on the left-hand side. And you can create your own folders and organize those any way you want by clicking on the Create Folder button right here. And you can also search for your conversations right here. And you can begin a brand new conversation right here. All of the conversations can literally just be dragged and dropped right into your folder and organized so that you can find them later on. So that's the new conversation section. We hope you like that. The personas work just like they did last time, except for we've simplified it a little bit. So now if you wanted to chat, for example, with John MacArthur or Charles Stanley or Adrian Rogers or your favorite pastor, Billy Graham, whoever it is, you can actually create those personas now by just simply clicking Create New Persona and then enter the pastor's name, Billy Graham, and hitting the AI button. This is now going to go off and build that entire persona for you. It's fully customizable. So you can actually customize the instructions on this persona to match whatever you want. You might want to enter the keywords that that person often says, or whatever it is, denominational information. And here you go. So now I've got the AI generated persona, and I click Create Persona. And now whenever I want, I can come over here and speak with Billy Graham. He's listed in here now. In addition, if you come down here now, we've added research depth or response depth. And what that means is some of you have complained, well, I want deeper answers. I'm not getting enough from the AI responses. And some of you say, well, I just want a quick answer. And so what we've done is we put together a quick, concise answers. These are best for like simple questions and quick responses that you're looking for. You know, how big was Noah's Ark? How old was Moses? You know, what does this word mean? Quick, you're asking a quick question, you want a quick response. The standard is good, thorough responses with a lot of detail, and it's ideal for almost every question that you have, okay? So 99% of the time, you can get away with a standard, and it's going to give you the response depth that you're looking for. The deep, we built this because we want pastors to have the best system. Now, this is going to use multiple API calls. So when you say, I want a deep research on the word logos in John chapter 1, for example, it's going to go off and give you 3,000 to 5,000 words. And what's interesting about the way we built it now is that it's going to give you all of that information, but every section that it gives you is going to be expandable. And I'll show you that in a moment. And then in addition, we have a SermonAi 3 model. And this is for those people who really enjoyed the SermonAi 3, the way that it was producing responses. So you can just select SermonAi 3 and it'll produce the way SermonAi 3 did. So that's more for the retro users who appreciated that model. So I'll give you an example here. I'll click the standard model and I'll say, give me an exegetical understanding of Romans 4, 1 through 4. Go. So now I'm using the standard model, not the deep model, just for time's sake. The deep model can take up to 60 seconds to load because it's generating so much information. And you'll see here the standard model is actually relatively quick. And so now I'm starting to get my text here. You'll immediately notice how beautiful it is now. We've tried to make sure that everything, like scripture references, are in blue so they stand out. All of the scripture references now can be clicked on, and you will load that scripture right there so you can read that scripture and understand what it is that we're talking about. And also, every single word on here is yellow now, and if you click it, you can get the definition of that word. So every word in the entire response. So, for example, if you did a 5,000 word response, you can click on 5,000 words. And you'll see here now I've got my full response. And you'll notice now that I have the expand button here. For every section of the response, I can click on expand. And I can say, I want you to expand this response in this way. And you just tell it exactly how you want it to expand that response. And it'll expand that section and give you more information. So you can see the power now of what we've done. And every section now you can copy. So if I click the copy button here, I've got it. I can go right over to my sermon writer, and I can drop this right into my sermon writer, and there it is. And I can start to customize it and edit it however I want. Now, in addition, at the very top up here, you'll see we have a copy button, and that will copy the entire chat. So if you want to copy the entire chat into a sermon, you can do that as well. Or maybe you want to just copy it into a sermon and download it as a document and back it up. You can do that as well. So that's our sort of response depth. We also have added a prompt library. So now we have all these different prompts pre-built for you. So if you wanted to understand a difficult passage, for example, I could just click this, and it's automatically going to build the response for me, and all I have to do is enter in the passage. Romans 4, 1 through 3. And you'll see here now it's going to go through, and it's going to generate that for me, that response. And this is the question that was already pre-built in the prompt. So we tried to build the prompts for you so that they're really done professionally and they can give you professional responses. In addition, you can always create your own custom prompts. So if there's something you're asking week after week after week and you don't feel like writing it out every time, just create a prompt and you can just drop it in by clicking on the prompt. We've also upgraded the ability now to upload files so that you can interact with them. You can upload PDF, Word, text, RTF, or image files now, multiple files at a time, and interact with them. And so this is really nice if you have a document and you just have some questions you want to ask to the document. You can just upload it, chat with it. It's not like our library where we're creating a modal or a chatbot where it's permanent, but it's just temporary. You upload a PDF file, you chat with it. When you're done, it's going to just disappear. We're not going to save it all to our database. So just know that this is just temporary for your immediate chat. It's not going to be a long term. And then we've also added a brand new tool because many pastors take their current sermons and they want to modify them in the Research Assistant. So we built this tool that will allow you to paste in your sermon up to 10,000 words. And then you can just click, I want to boost engagement, or I want to format and organize it, or I want to improve the clarity, and just hit the Improve Sermon button. And it's going to go through and rewrite that whole thing for you. You can also come down here and if you want to skip these and just say, these are the exact instructions of what I want you to do. And it'll give you the ability to do that as well. So that, again, is found right here. Sermon Talk is also still right here. We just start a voice conversation. You click the microphone. And now you can actually hit the start button and just talk to the computer in a real-time conversation, just like you're talking to another person. And those conversations can be saved. And those saved conversations can later be used for your sermon preparation. Interestingly, if you're in the car, let's say, and you wanted to have a Bible study or research a biblical word or something, you could just launch this Sermon Talk and just talk to it while you're driving and have a full conversation back and forth. So it's a great tool for sermon prep. One thing I did want to add on the depth here, if you're going to do a deep dive research, we just ask that you be... we want to keep this free for everybody. Let's put it this way. We don't want to be like, our competitors that are charging, giving you minimum amount of credits every month, and then, you have to pay for extras. We want you to have it whenever you need it, but please use the deep mode in a responsible way so that everybody can use it. If you're using deep mode for every single search, then, it's going to cause problems with the cost of the system. So please keep that in mind. Other than that, that is the new Research Assistant. We really hope you like it. If you have any questions, you can get me, Chris, at SermonAi.com. That's Chris at SermonAi.com. Know that we're always trying to make this system better and better and better, and it's going to be happening very quickly. So happy sermon writing, and we'll talk to you soon.